What if I told you there was a way to burn more fat by just adding this one effortless thing to your routine every day? Would you try it? No, I'm not talking about taking fat burning pills or drinking slimming teas that taste like butt or going on ridiculously expensive juice cleanses. You might as well light your money on fire when you do those things. I'm talking about something that's been proven in numerous studies to actually boost fat loss without you having to exert much effort at all. This is something you can do without changing your diet or working out until you puke at the gym. In fact, if you do it, your body will thank you for it. I'm talking specifically about walking. Yes, it can have that big of an impact to your fat loss goals. So in this video, I'm gonna go over some of the benefits as well as how to set this up properly so you can lose fat even faster. It doesn't matter if you just want to lose those last 5 pounds or if you have 50 pounds to lose. You're gonna benefit from it either way. These are the exact same tips that I give to all my students, and they've all gone to see some amazing results. So you know it works. Before we get started, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. I get it. You might be thinking right now, how is walking gonna help me lose more fat? For starters, it doesn't burn as much calories as running. Honestly, I don't blame you. I used to think the exact same way. But now I'm a believer. My only regret, honestly, is I wish I started walking more sooner. My brother is my favorite recent example of this. He lost 13 pounds of fat and dropped 2 inches off his waist in 5 months just by adding more walking into his routine. Another student of mine, she had a little bit more weight to lose. Same thing. She dropped 25 pounds of fat in 6 months and dropped 8 dress sizes just by simply walking more every day. There are also numerous studies that backs this up. One study shows that participants lost 17 pounds in 6 months by going for a brisk walk every day. My aforementioned students kind of falls within those numbers. They were able to do this without any changes to their diet. Imagine how much more fat you can lose if you actually change your diet. The magic number here is you want to aim to get at least 10,000 steps every day. You can obviously do more. I personally average 12 to 15,000 steps every day. But baby steps. Try to hit 10,000 steps first and see what that looks like for you. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you're gonna be shocked how well your body will respond to this. This is because walking epitomizes the concept of addition by subtraction. It forces you to avoid prolonged periods where you're completely sedentary. Why is that important? Well, nothing shuts down your fat-burning metabolism faster than prolonged periods where you're not moving. On the contrary, walking upregulates your fat-burning metabolism. From a physiological standpoint, it almost guarantees to keep you below your maximum aerobic heart rate. That's where you reap maximum aerobic benefits with minimum anaerobic stimulation. It's where you're mostly burning fatty acids for energy. Translation: walking almost guarantees to keep you in the fat burning zone. To find out your maximum aerobic heart rate, you can use Dr. Phil Maffetone's formula, where you take 180 minus your age. That's your personal number in beats per minute. For example, if you're 33 years old, like me, your maximum aerobic heart rate is 147 beats per minute. So 180 minus 33 is 147. Your job then is to stay below that number every time you do cardio if you want to stay in that proverbial fat burning zone. Again, walking almost guarantees to keep you below that number because you don't feel like your heart's about to explode every time you do it. But if you're a numbers guy like me, that's how you figure out your number. It's always good to know. Yes, walking doesn't burn as much calories as running. That almost doesn't really matter because rest assured the calories you do burn is coming from fat. Walking is a perfect example of less is more. But in general, you'll usually burn off anywhere between 2,800 to 3,500 calories for the week if you walk 10,000 steps every day. That's nothing to scoff at if you think about it. Most diet programs out there are aimed to put you at a 3,500 calorie deficit for the week, which should translate to about a pound of fat loss. Again, this explains why walking produces weight loss results without altering other parts of your lifestyle. As you can see, this is when you can really speed up fat loss when you do make positive changes to your diet and lifestyle. You're simply stacking one strategy on top of another. If you're new to this and that 10,000 step count seems really daunting, there are ways to make it so it's not that hard to accumulate it. If you're already active, an extra 30 to 40 minutes of walking should suffice. But if your only form of exercise is walking back and forth to the fridge, then you're gonna have to start making some changes, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking your car further away from the entrance wherever you're going. The spots that are a bit further away are always open anyway. It also prevents your car from getting dinged. You can walk your dog more. I always like to say that if your dog is fat, you're probably not getting enough exercise. If you don't have a dog, walk your neighbor's dog or volunteer at an animal shelter. You can take your calls while walking, schedule walking dates. If you've been following my channel and you're already doing intermittent fasting, that's awesome. Go for a walk during your lunch break. Small little changes like that add up to staggering results over time. If all else fails, go for a longer walk at the end of the day. But that should be more of a last resort option. Again, it works a lot better if you break up those 10,000 steps to avoid prolonged periods where you're completely sedentary during the day. For every hour that you're not moving, you should move for at least 5 minutes. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know if you've accumulated 10,000 steps? Well, tracking your steps has never been easier. If you have an extra couple of bucks, you can buy a Fitbit or an Apple Watch to also track your heart rate, which I highly recommend. But again, there are levels to this. It's not the end of the world if you don't have a fitness tracker. Nowadays, if you own a smartphone, it'll most likely have the ability to track your steps. If you don't have a smartphone, don't fret. As long as you get in an extra hour of walking outside of your normal routine, that'll get you 10,000 steps 99% of the time. Here's where it gets better. If you're already active, it also gives you a little bit more flexibility when it comes to your diet. I personally think this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm able to have a cheat meal or even 2 every week and somehow get away with it. If you follow my personal account on social media, and you should, shameless plug, you'll see that I'm always doing something. I'm like a little Energizer bunny. Just think about how much more enjoyable your weight loss journey can be if you have a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to the amount of calories you're able to eat. That's an absolute game changer if you ask me. The good thing about walking is you can't really overdo it. As long as you stay below your maximum aerobic heart rate, walk until the cows come home. If anything, it promotes even greater gene expression. Remember, our Paleolithic ancestors regularly walked 5 miles every day, and they were all naturally lean and strong. Simply put, our bodies are designed to move. I personally start to feel anxious when I haven't moved all day. It's as if my body's telling me something. Walking also helps when it comes to your workout recovery, or if you're really sore and you can't make it to the gym, getting in more steps is a great alternative. But wait, it gets better. I sound like a used car salesman right now. To me, the biggest practical benefit of walking is the barrier of entry is zero. None. Anybody can do it. Because adherence is the biggest determining factor whenever you're starting something new. There's no easier way to get moving than by simply walking. Again, if you haven't worked out since gym class in high school and the idea of going to the gym scares the heck out of you, that is very common by the way, just go for a walk. Trust me when I say your life will change. Also, there's almost zero injury risk from walking. You don't have to worry about hurting yourself, which makes it unbelievably easy to stick to. You'll always find 99 reasons to skip a run. I'm one of those people. I personally hate running, and I know I'm not the only one on that. Whereas it's so much easier to stay consistent just by going for a daily walk. Consistency is everything when it comes to getting results, especially when it comes to fat loss and being able to maintain those results in the long run. If you're already someone who regularly works out, and that was me when I started integrating walking into my routine, don't worry, it won't negatively impact your workouts. If anything, it only adds to it because again, it helps with your recovery. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes. The biggest one is thinking that more intense is better. This is when you start jogging instead of just walking. You don't want to do that. This is why I talked about figuring out your maximum aerobic heart rate at the beginning of this video. It's key that you know that number, because if you go past it when you start jogging or even power walking because you feel like it's a better workout because it burns more calories, your body's preferred fuel choice shifts from burning fat at lower intensity to an ever-increasing percentage of glucose. Why? Because it's quicker and easier to burn when oxygen is lacking because of your fast pace. You know, when you start huffing and puffing. The crazy part here is when you burn glucose during your workout, you're also teaching your body to burn sugar at rest, even after your workout, because your body always adapts to whatever fuel choice is always available. Your body is an adaptation machine. This is why you're always craving something starchy and sugary after a long, hard run. This is why people are so carb dependent. And it's unbelievably easy to undo all the benefits you just got from your workout with one bad meal. This is also the #1 reason why you see the same people sweating their hearts out on their favorite cardio machine 7 days a week, burning hundreds of calories, but they look the same. I'm not saying you should never go for a run, by the way. Once or twice a week, do it. It has its own benefits. But if your goal is to just be a healthy and happy human being and look good shirtless while you're at it, you should do way more walking than running. Again, for this scenario, less is more. Adding in more steps is also an excellent strategy if you've hit a weight loss plateau plateau. By doing this, you can break through any weight loss plateau without having to cut even more calories. And once you make walking into a habit, it'll feel unnatural to skip. Your body will almost start craving it because, again, physiologically, it promotes optimal gene expression. Remember, the body's natural default setting is healthy. One of the best strategies to stay consistent with this is to get the majority of your steps early during the day. This is why I'm such a big advocate of going for a walk first thing in the morning. This works a lot better than waiting until the end of the day because there always seems to be 99 reasons that magically come up that'll make you just want to skip out on your walk, especially if you have a lot of steps left. If you plan on walking after work, there's also going to be a good chance that you're going to be tired. That's what's going to trigger all the other excuses that's going to start popping up in your head. On the other hand, if you make time to get most of your steps out of the way first thing in the morning, the rest of the steps that you're going to take at the end of the day is just going to be icing on the cake. Going for a walk first thing in the morning and exposing your eyes to the morning sun also helps reset your circadian rhythm, which means you're going to get better sleep. You'll also get some much needed vitamin D from the sun. It'll put you in a positive mood and increase your energy levels, which is then just going to set up the rest of your day for success. Research has also shown that walking is twice as effective for managing high blood sugar compared to prescription medication like metformin. This is especially true if you do multiple walks during the day rather than one long walk at the end of the day. Walking after a meal also increases insulin sensitivity by 30% and it lowers the blood glucose response by up to 50% just by simply walking. Those are mind-blowing numbers because the faster you can regulate your blood glucose and insulin, the faster you're going to lose fat and improve your health. This is because you're giving your body a reason to use some of the glucose you ingested from your last meal. You're burning it for energy right away, which means it won't get stored as fat. Again, it's as if the human body is designed to do this. One last thing you can do to make sure that you stay consistent with this is find someone that's going to do this daily challenge with you. This is really effective, especially if you're just starting out. This is something that I got both my parents to do together recently, and it's worked really well. So find a walking partner. By doing it with someone, you can hold each other accountable on the days when you just don't feel like doing it. If you really want skin in the game, put money on it if you miss a day. That'll get you moving. At the end of the day, just remember that walking only plays a supporting role when it comes to getting results. You can't entirely depend on it. It can't be your main tool. It's not a magic pill. 80% of your body composition is still determined by your diet. Like, you can't just go for a walk and expect to build muscle. It doesn't work like that. You have to lift weights. You also can't keep eating a crappy diet. As the saying goes, you can't outrun a bad diet, or for this scenario, you can't outwalk a bad diet. Also, you want to make sure that you're making other supportive lifestyle choices, like getting adequate and quality sleep. That should be a given. Make sure you're managing your stress levels. By the way, walking is an unbelievably powerful way to manage stress. You want to make sure you're doing some form of resistance training at least a couple times per week to maintain and build muscle. And most importantly, if you want to lose fat faster, you want to make sure you dial in your nutrition. Again, it's all about stacking one strategy after another. You always want to have a multifaceted approach to fat loss. Walking is simply one of those strategies. So if you combine all the aforementioned lifestyle choices and get in your 10,000 steps every day, whether you're beginner or advanced, you're going to transform your body into a lean walking machine. So get out there.
The next question then becomes, how are you actually supposed to eat if you want to lose weight? Because here's the thing, 80% of your body composition is determined by your diet. You can't just freestyle this part. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my Lean Body Blueprint. This is how I melted all the fat around my stomach without depriving myself of my favorite foods or wasting hours at the gym. It's a simple 4-step process specifically designed for busy professionals, and it's the exact same blueprint that I teach to all my private coaching clients, and they've all gone to see some amazing results. If you want to be the next success story, then download your free copy of the Lean Body Blueprint right now. There's going to be a link somewhere at the top here or in the description box. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. All right, that's all I've got. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave a comment below if you have any questions about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. First, a high five.